Hey, Mary.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Van is coming. Oh, my phone's ringing. I'll be right back. Is that my phone? Hello, this is Linda. I know, I know we get an electric bill. What was the question about it? I don't remember even seeing it.
Is that?
It's nice that.
No.
My husband's. I know that somebody came to the door, but my husband had just had a stroke. I was rushing to the hospital. So I had I did not take the time to listen. Now, are you calling? Not really. Are you calling from NICE?
We have National Grid, honey.
We have National Grid. We don't have NICE. Okay, thank you, bye. Okay, you're live on the show. You're live on the show. Mary's on.
Good afternoon. Hi, Mary. Are you there?
Hello, I'm also on.
Hi, Linda.
Step to the edge with fire in your veins. Fear is a stranger that you cannot entertain. Rise like the sun through the shadows of gray. Your story begins when you light your own way.
The new theme song, the one game.
Yeah.
Ignite the spark, let it blaze through the night. Build a world where your dreams take flight. Together we stand, hand in hand we sway. Building the future, the Skylar way.
Well, welcome everybody to the Friday edition of Optimize Your Life and the Golden Rule Society. This is the Friday edition of honoring Captain Len Kaine, and this week, of course, we're honoring all veterans. This is salute to and honoring for those who have paid the ultimate price and those who are still with us who are serving. I want to thank you, including the person who coordinates our whole programs. Her name is she was not an officer, she was an Army. I don't know what, she's never let me know what I can call her. So, Mary Stanley, she is the official coordinator for the Hope Collection Golden Rule Society, communications, internet, and shows. Thank you, Mary, and we honor you. I don't know if am I operating?
Yes, you are live. I can hear you.
Oh, Mary,
Mary must have stepped away. Maybe she's calling Captain Kane.
yeah, because he hasn't
He's
signed
not
up.
on yet.
Okay, but you can hear me, Linda. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
Well, we are just excited. I'm actually just back. I wasn't here last week. Had a little glitch, as Len would say, a glitch in my giddy up. Had a slight stroke, but we're back in the saddle, and I'm real excited about being here and be able to obviously being here. And down in New York, it's Fleet Week, and there's a lot of programs on the television honoring, particularly this morning, they were honoring the Navy a big time. So I thought Len would definitely be excited about that. I'm going to just take a day break because I'm basically
We
here just
we
saying
just
hello.
we just recently, if I could share that, we recently went on a carnival cruise, and on the cruise, on the first day at sea, Carnival honors all servicemen, past and veterans
And women.
and present, serving.
Right.
And Captain Kane got to speak to the whole group, the more than 300 some people that were at that special um, program. And it was wonderful. It was just, he was the keynote speaker. And it was it what was really neat is because oh, I see that Captain Kane has joined us. Len, I was just talking about how wonderful it was on the cruise that you got to speak, was the keynote speaker at the veterans program. And how, what was really special to me is when we you talked about the tactical air training that you had given both the Navy and the Air Force. And when we were in Grand Turk, a veteran had come up to you and thanked you personally because he had been an Air Force pilot, and how they had used the tactical program that you had put together and how it saved lives. That was just so touching that, a stranger, that had heard your speech at on the cruise came up and said how much he appreciated you for saving lives. Len, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hello, Len.
Yes, yes.
Hey, there you are. I can hear you now.
Oh, that's good.
Good afternoon, Len.
So I should hang up the phone?
Yes, sir. I hung up the phone.
Oh, you're loud and clear, my dear. It's wonderful and honored and humbled to be here with you on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Mary Stanley, who's one of the senior advisors in the Golden Rule Society charity, doing marvelous work. She just helping children, churches, charities nationwide and worldwide. And she's a wonderful asset to the Golden Rule Society charity, ladies and gentlemen. We've been doing this magic for 52, almost 53 years. We help children, churches, charities nationwide and worldwide. And we're all non paid volunteers. And by the way, we're not selling anything. But I encourage you, those of you are listening now, to be sure that you have a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, because we're going to be giving you some wonderful, good guidance, gifts for you, if you want to call it that are going to help make it a better world for you, your family, your friends, your neighbors, your church, and your charity, because that's our dedication to help make it a better world, because we call it our Golden Rule Society's kindness campaign. And we go nationwide and worldwide with it. The nice part about it is that the one of the things that Mary Stanley has been doing, we had this kindness campaign, and Mary created what she called, or with the help of her daughter going to school, who came home one day from school and said, "Hey, Mom, the kindness campaign is wonderful. It sounds great and everything. Why don't we have a kindness campaign in our classroom where I go to school?" And Mary told me about it, and I said, "Well, that's a wonderful, wonderful idea. We should." And the kindness club in the schoolroom does not interfere with the teacher in any way, shape, or form. And we specify that and stick with it. So, anyway, the great news that I'm just honored to tell you about just did last week. Mary Stanley notified me that we've now got over 1,000 classrooms that have kindness clubs in them. And our intent is to have a kindness club in every classroom, in every city, in every state in the United States. And we're not going to stop there. We're going to do it throughout the world. Why not? Because kindness is something that just never goes away. And that's the
It's
beauty.
contagious.
It's not dangerous, it's courteous and kind. And that's why we ought to be doing. Rather than fighting and arguing with people, we might as well be courteous and kind and enjoying what the life that God has given us on this earth.
Ron said it.
Contagious.
Ron said contagious, kind of like a smile or a yawn or a cough.
You betcha. Well, that's what we want. That's what we have. And ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful people that we have in our Golden Rule Society charity. We've got senior advisors. We've got over a dozen of these ladies and gentlemen who are successful in life. I mean, they've been here, there, and everywhere. And what we ask every one of them is to do something to help make it a better world. And they're all coming through very nicely. And of course, Mary Stanley is one good example of it. But we go on, as I say, we've got a lot of other people that I'm going to talk about that are going to be doing beneficial items for you and yours. And when you hear some of the stories, and be sure to have your paper and pencil handy because we have gifts for you. And that's the nice part about it. Oh, it's wonderful. And my wife and I, we wake up in the morning, we just say, wonder what else we can do to help make it a better world. And that's what it's all about. And we go on and on. The nice part about it is working with people like Mary Stanley. I've got to talk about her because she served in the United States. She was in the military, very successful in the military. When she retired, she came into the business and she let us know that she heard about our Golden Rule Society charity, and she let me know that she was interested. And I said, welcome aboard, because you are one of the people that have dedicated to help make it a better world. Let's all work and do it together. And it's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And I keep complimenting her. And I want you to let you know that my feeling and my wife Ann's feeling towards Mary is super duper. And the nice part about it, she has got 2 children, and both children are wonderful, doing super in school. And we call this programs, and you got to remember one word. I should say one little statement. The kindness is never wasted. And that was brought to the world by a gentleman by the name of Asaph, thousands of years ago. And we're continuing that because it just makes sense. Be kind. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a little story, personal. I graduated high school, and the very next day, I was going off to the Navy. And as I was ready to go out the door, my mother stopped me as I had my bags ready to go, and she said, Len, I want you to remember this. And she gave me some good advice. She said, wherever you go, whatever you do, whoever you meet, be kind. And those two words are in my heart and my soul and my mind. And I'm getting close to 89 years old, and this works very, very well. Success in life is because of being kind to people, with people, for people. Why not? Because the kindness is never wasted. And that's what Mr. Aesop said thousands of years ago, and it's still true on a day-to-day basis. And we're happy to have you on board with us. And you can hang up your phone and call your neighbors and tell them, hey, better get on this line here because you don't want to miss the opportunities and the good things that are going to be offered. Because the shows last for an hour, and we've got wonderful, wonderful items to share with you. And I'll start it right now to give you a good teaser. The wonderful things that we've been doing on, and I've got one that I'm going to save till later because it is just incredible. And it's going to knock your socks off. So stay with us because there's so much here. One of the programs we have, we call it is Hope for You, helping the needy worldwide. That means everybody. We don't restrict anybody in anywhere. The Hope for You. What would it focus on? We focus on success for you. It's educational, motivational, inspirational, character building guidance to everybody of all ages. And the focus, success for you. Who can argue with that? Why just be some Yahoo? Why not be successful in your life and happy in your life? Because that's what it's all about. And what we have, we call it a kindness campaign. And Mary Stanley picked up on that and she's running with it. Because Mary Stanley's kindness clubs, more than 1,000 of them now, going nationwide and worldwide. There's so many wonderful things. And remember, I asked you to have a piece of paper and then a paper to pencil or paper, whatever to do, because I want you to write this down. And it's very easy, and you know how it goes. It's our website for the Golden Rule Society charity. As I said, we've been here, 53 years. And in that time, working and doing the things, I've only received 5 nominations for the Nobel Peace Prize. Only 5, right? I'm humbled and honored. But in 2014, they told me I was number 2 in the world for the Nobel Peace Prize. And I jokingly told them, because I was a Navy fighter pilot, and I'm going to brag a little bit, but I was the East Coast Navy Top Gun and the Old Navy Top Gun. So I didn't want to be number 2 anywhere. But the nice part about it, we're still working on the opportunities because people are looking at it and said, hey, this is really what the world needs. The Golden Rule Society charity. Now, I ask you to get your paper and your pen handy, and here's how it goes. Ready to copy? It goes www.goldenrulesociety, and that's all one word, no spaces. So it's www.goldenrulesociety.org. The letters O-R-G. The letters O-R-G. So it's goldenrulesociety.org. The O-R-G is the international charity. So we're not only in the United States, we're worldwide with it. And again, I'll stress this. I'm not selling anything. We're not selling anything. we're helping you to be more successful in your life. And we've got so many wonderful things that are going on, and I'll tell you about it. And I'm going to save one of the best for last, because the items that we want to call it hope for you, helping the needy, hope for you. It's success for you. It's educational, motivational, inspirational, and character building. It's good guidance for all. We want everybody to be more successful in life. And that's what it's all about. And that I keep talking about the kindness campaign, because Mary Stanley, I got to keep giving her the credit and honors for all the work that she's doing. One of the things that you find when you go to our website, goldenrulesociety.org, is called a Wise Traveler Program. And when you get there, we're upgrading it all the time. And basically what it means, instead of paying the full price for going on a trip on an airline, you get a discount. And we have no control over what the discount will be. But oftentimes it goes discounts up to 85% of the time. But again, if the airline is flying and all the seats are taken, you're not going to get a discount. But if they have empty seats, they'd rather be having discounted people in there, like you, rather than carrying empty chairs back and forth across the country. It just makes sense. And again, we have no control over it. If you were head of the airliner, you'd say, hey, if we got empty seats, let's put somebody in there. If they're full, that's the way we want it to be. But they're available to you. And that's part of the program. And we call it the Wise Traveler of the Golden Rule Society. It is really something special. And it shows you how to be safe, how to enjoy the travel. And we have my favorite, which is a home program. It's the Vortex 365. It's just a number, but it gives you all kind of good guidance when you travel. Do this, don't do that. We give you all the good guidance as to save your time, enjoy the trip, don't do the things that you shouldn't be doing, don't make the mistakes that have already been made. And we give you that good guidance because we've been there. We've done that. After being in the Navy for more of a quarter of a century, when I retired from the Navy, the airline in the San Diego, California area, where I'm living here now, they called me and said, hey, Len, now that you're available, we'd like to have you come on board. So I said, well, that seems like fun because flying airplane is really enjoyable. So off I went, and they made me an instructor pilot, and they also made me a line pilot, carrying passengers up and down the east coast of the United States. I should say the west coast. And out of California, up and down. Wonderful, wonderful people, wonderful flight attendants. Everybody that we had were there was just fun to be with. And we had so much good times together, being nice with passengers, making sure that they enjoyed it. Made many, many friends. One in particular he was the governor of the great state of California. And I was told that he was coming aboard, so I greeted him at the door, welcome aboard, and all that sort of stuff. And we became friends because every time he was going to fly on PSA, he would make sure that he would get on where I was flying, if it was convenient. And we had a nice relationship. And as it was, he went on and became a president of the United States. Wow. One of the great presidents of the United States. Nice to know that. He's gone now, but still, that's the kind of people that we had. And it went on and on. And that's many good things are going. And the nice thing that I wanted to tell you about is that we're here on this show today because of another gentleman by the name of Joel Griffin. Now, I was a kid from Pennsylvania, and Mr. Joel Griffin was also from Pennsylvania. We didn't know each other immediately, but he went to Penn State University. Brilliant man, tall, handsome, just wonderful personality. And he ended up, which is even just so hard to believe, he became a senior advisor to 3 different presidents of the United States. Not 1, not 2, but 3. And he and his wife, we became dear friends. And one day, when I was doing my charity work, Mr. Joel Griffin, I call him Doctor, but because he had his PhD, he called me one day and he said, Len, I've been following what you're doing. And he says, I'd like very much to be a senior advisor in your Golden Rule Society charity. And I said, well, it took me about a half of a second to say, welcome aboard. And the organization that he put together is part of the organization we're in right now. It's called the Hope Collection. And sad to say that Mr. Joel Griffin, the cancer got him, and about 3 years ago, good Lord called him home, and now he's in heaven. But the show goes on with a gentleman by Mr. Ron Clayton, who's also a senior advisor in the Golden Rule Society charity. He is now the president of the Hope for You.
Hello, Len.
And what a wonderful man. Are you with us today, Mr. Ron Clayton?
Yes, I am. I knew you were going to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Clayton is somebody super special. And Ron, I can say so many things about you, and I will, but I'd like very much to say, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Clayton has got a lot to say, and I'd like to introduce him because he can share some wonderful, wonderful items with you that are going to knock your socks off. All good words. Ron, take it over, and I'll have a sip of hot coffee.
Well, Len, I can just step in for a couple minutes to just had the privilege. I'm just out of the hospital, and you guys have been praying, and everybody, the prayers have been felt, and I'm recovering. My health is recovering. What we're doing with the Hope Collection is really the same thing that you've been doing in 53 years, and that's making this a better world. And through the Hope Collection, we have programs to support veterans, their extended families, first responders, their families also. And we don't charge for any of those fees like the Golden Rule Society. We don't charge those services. We do have programs available that do cost money. So you're going to buy a home. We have programs to help someone in that area. We have programs in health. We have programs in education. So they can inquire about them at any time. And I know we got programs coming up again, recognizing, as I said earlier, this weekend is Salute Week, and down in New York City, it's they're honoring the Navy at Fleet Week, they call it, and there's all kinds of services and programs going on. I also just saw a program where people are going, Gold Star families are going around to Arlington and many other cemeteries and leaving a memento honoring those who died supporting and protecting our country. So we're saluting you, Len, and all the other people and things that you have been doing and are doing. We're so grateful. And so I've got to sign off today because I'm supposed to be bedridden, but I'm not. I got things to do here, you know. I got to turn it back over to Mary and to my wife Linda, and let you know that these shows are here for you. And Podbean, we broadcast Monday through Friday at noon Eastern. So we have programs like health and wellness with a very special lady, Beth Winan, who is a nutritionist and a dietitian. Why am I listening to her now more besides my wife? And that's Wednesday. And Tuesday we have former Air Force officer. His name is Rick Reese. We call it Travel Tuesday, and we promote the concepts and the opportunities, both for income and career, and exciting things that are going on in the travel business. So call in, sign in, and be a part of our shows. Have a great day, everyone, and have a great weekend. And don't forget to thank a veteran.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Len, this is Linda. And I started to tell you earlier, I think it was just before you got on the line. We recently took a carnival cruise, and the first day at sea, Len Kaine, Captain Len, was the keynote speaker at the veterans on,
Oh,
service that just recognized veterans and active duty soldiers. And what was really neat, Len's speech and his talk was just so wonderful. One thing that he mentioned was the CAT system, the Kane. How I might get the name the words wrong, but it's a tactical flight
right.
tactical maneuvers. And what was really neat, we were offshore, well, we were onshore at Grand Turk, and somebody came up to him and just said how wonderful that Len's Captain Kane's speech was, and how the tactical maneuvers that he trained, how it saved lives and it saved his life. And so that was just so neat to see the fact that we had that he was thrilled to have been able to meet you, Len, because he knew of the CAT system of flying jet airplanes and how much that really made a difference. So I thought that was really cool.
It tugged at the heartstrings, Linda. You were
Yes.
there. There was a wonderful cruise, ladies and gentlemen, and Mr. Ron Clayton and his beautiful wife, Linda. They just made it happy and was successful for everybody on it. Over 3,000 people on the ship. And of course, they had hundreds of people who were servants and people working on the ship, but the tour was just super duper. And she mentioned the program that I was involved in. And my thing, it was a three-dimensional maneuvering in Navy fighters airplane. And they gave it a nickname. They called it the CAT program, Kane Air Tactics. And using those tactics, ladies and gentlemen, in combat over in Vietnam, our squadron, we went out there, we were the first squadron in combat over there that did not lose a single airplane using the tactics that we had developed.
Isn't that amazing?
So successful that the Air Force, that they had a representative over there, he was in World War II, he was an ace fighting the Nazis and carried on. And now he was in charge of all the Air Force in the Pacific. And along with his assistant, they came aboard. We spent about 3 or 4 hours. I was telling him, here's how to do it, here's how to do it. And he said, yeah, that's interesting. Wow. We had a wonderful, wonderful time. And he came aboard the ship, which was the USS Enterprise, an aircraft carrier. And we were the largest concentration of controlled nuclear power in the world at the time. We had 8 reactors. I tell people downstairs boiling water in the aircraft. Wonderful ship, just terrific. So they have it, and off they went back to their Air Force bases in the Pacific. And in about, it was almost a week later, I got a call. Well, it was actually a message. And he said, "Thank you, Len, because your tactics that we have implemented have cut our losses virtually in half, and they keep getting better all the time." And again, you talk about something tugging at your heartstrings.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to know that you're doing something that is not only just making people happy, but saving lives. And of course, we were the winners, and that's where we always want to be, the winner and doing good things for others. And that was just pretty super duper. And oh, Linda, thank you for your kind words for all the things that we did on the cruise, because it was really an honor. And the aero the cruise directors, they said, we're honoring Len Kaine for all the wonderful things that have happened while he was in the military, saving lives and helping to make it a better world. So why not? Why not be a part of it? I gave you the opportunity to visit our site again, www.goldenrulesociety.org. Because, but let me take just down to earth stuff. Have a program where people can get discounts on all kinds of things. Prescription discount program. And I heard about this because my doctor gave me a prescription, and I went to the drugstore, and I knew the gentleman there and I said, by the way, what are you guys part of this prescription discount program? And he looked around and he says, actually, we're not a part of the program, but across the street and about 2 blocks down, the, the drugstore over there, they are part of it. And I said, well, thank you very much. So the next time I had a prescription, I went over there, checked it out. And here's the deal. The savings vary in so many ways. And here's the deal. They don't advertise. But if you ask, and they are part of it, they'll say yes. And the savings, I've heard that sometimes it's as high as 80%. So I'm not guaranteeing anything, but boy, if you go ask them and they do the pro, you're going to save you money. No, it's worth listening to this program, and it's worth sharing with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your church, and your charity, and whoever you want to. Because that's the nice part about it. We were kind of I just get so excited about the wonderful opportunities and the nice things we're doing to help others. And it just goes on and on because they have all these nice things. Because one of the things that we did on the cruise, and we came up with new ideas and new opportunities because of the kindness campaign and the success for you. Of course, that's all that, because people, we have what we call I started it with I might as well tell you how we started our Golden Rule Society charity. Flying along as a airline captain, one Christmas I got 2 electric shavers for Christmas. 2 brand new, one from my wife and one from her mother back in Pennsylvania. So I asked my Navy pilot buddies and my Navy fighter pilot buddies, I said, what am I going to do with 2 electric shavers? And they all told me the same thing. They said, Len, you shave your face with one and you shave your legs with the other one. And that's kind of funny. But I made flying on one day, and I told the people on board that I had this brand new electric shaver, never been used. and I'm going to swap it with anybody in the back who wants to swap for something of a little greater value. And we're going to do it on paper. We weren't going to be carrying things back and forth on the airplane. So, okay. So I swapped it. And the next flight, we swap with somebody else, and we swap. And the chief pilot for the airline heard about it, and he said, "Len, what are you doing?" And I told him I probably should have asked for permission, but I told him. He said, "Oh, I got to tell the owner of the airline. I got to tell him what you're doing." So he did, and the owner of the airline called me on the phone and said, "Len, that's outstanding. Keep it up. That sounds like fun." And it was. It was fun. So I'm going to make this long story short. We swapped all the time, and we did it on paper. And when we got to the point where we had a whole list of gifts that we had swapped, and the value was pretty good. And again, it was all on paper. I didn't carry it around in my pocket. And what we did was we contacted all the charity organizations in the San Diego area. And we told them, we have all of these gifts. And what we want you to do is, if you want, tell your members, tell your supporters that we have this. And if they want to buy a chance or ticket from you, they can maybe win the prize. So the charity said, well, that sounds like fun. So they did it. Long story short, that $25 electric shaver, we raised $1 million, just over $1 million.
Wow.
All went to charity. And everybody was happy. And it was all kinds of accomplishments and people saying nice things about what I did. So it was easy to do. And one of my good buddies, who was an attorney, he was also one of my golfing buddies. He said, okay, Len, all that money came in and the people were going to say, what's he doing with the money? And I never touched the money. But I agreed with him and we formed the corporation, the Golden Rule Society Charity. So we're legal, ethical, moral, nationwide, worldwide. And if somebody makes a donation, which we accept, but before that, we encourage people, if you want to make it a donation because you're happy with what we're doing in the Golden Rule Society, why don't you make it to your church or your charity? That way you know where the money's going. Because what we get, well, we pay for the electricity or maybe to keep the computer working, but none of us get paid. So we tell people, there it is. So folks who are interested in getting some of the gifts that we have, we offer what we call, and we put it together in the charity. It's called the Golden Rule Society's Kindness campaign, and effectively help them out. And it's two sections to it. One section is an action plan for living, how to live your life and be successful and happy and just wonderful, just that you can get along with everybody rather than arguing this and this. How to do that. And it's put together by senior people who are experienced in life, doctors and everybody. And on the second part of it, our action plan is the action plan for business, how to be successful in business. Don't make the mistakes that have already been made. If you're going to be in business, don't do the dumb things, and how to be successful. So we call that the Golden Rule Society Success Book. So and of course everybody, as usually has happened, they gave it a nickname. They call it the Lucky Buck.
Yes.
because the gift is the size of a dollar bill. And it fits in your purse and your wallet. And if you're ever sitting around someplace with nothing to do and you're wondering what I'm going to do, you open it up and you read and you reinforce all the wonderful, wonderful things that are going to make you more successful in your life. Simple as that. And people loving it. And you can get it for free. And I jokingly tell people, I'll give you this thing. And the nice part about it, it's going to be able to, I give you a money back guarantee you're going to be more successful. But I can't give you a money back guarantee because it's free. But I'll tell you what people do. They send me a stamped, self-addressed envelope. They mail it to our Golden Rule Society charity. And it's very simple. It's you can write this down if you want. You want a copy of the success dollar, the lucky buck. And it's Golden Rule Society. That's at that 333 Orange Avenue, unit number 10, in Coronado, California, 92118. Simple as that. 333 Orange Avenue, Coronado, California, 92118. If you do send a stamped envelope, a self-addressed envelope, what I do is I get your envelope. We'll put a very nice lucky buck in there, and we'll send it back to you. And you know what? A lot of people say, okay, we know it's free, and we know that it's going to make me more successful. So they usually put a donation in there, which is fine, because whatever we get, we give. So we're not here to make money ourselves. We just want to make a better world for everybody. But we appreciate the courtesy and the kindness, because guaranteed, if you follow the teachings of history's most successful people, logically, you're going to be more successful in your life and your personal life and your business life. Why not give it a go? It's theirs, it's yours. Wow. And that's the way it goes. It goes on and on. And one of the things that we're getting close to the end of the show that I have to tell you about. I mentioned to you that I was in combat over in Vietnam. I'm up at high altitudes in my fighter jet. But who's on the ground? The Marines are down there. God bless the Marine Corps, because my oldest brother, and there were 4 of us kids, my brother Bill, my sister Lorraine, my sister Betty, and then I was the youngest. He graduated high school in 1940, and that was the beginning of the World War II. He graduated high school, joined the Marine Corps, and off he went to the Pacific, fighting the war. And he came very close to not making it many times, but he survived and lived a wonderful life. I still love him dearly. He's gone now, but I hope to see him again in heaven with the good Lord. But anyway, he did that. And the nice part about the program that we put together for the people, we're helping them with that same program. And they're helping all the in the servicing and all that. And these are the wonderful things. As I mentioned to you, on the ground over in Vietnam, the Marines were there. And again, that tugs at my heartstrings and takes me back to my brother. But years later, after I formed the Golden Rule Society charity, one of the gentlemen who was a Marine, retired, and he was now an attorney, contacted me. He said, Len, I heard what you're doing and I watch it, and this is really terrific. His name is Jim Kyle. And what a wonderful man he is. Top of the line, really. and being, again, a senior advisor. And he was on the cruise that we talked about earlier off the coast of Florida. Terrific. He and his lovely bride were there. We celebrated and wonderful, wonderful stuff. But the point is, he was telling me about this other Marine that was doing something super duper. And I'll get to it real quick. And the Marine, his name was Alexander Candelario, was injured in combat. And because of it, he was medically retired. And he was going to school, college down in Texas. And my good friend Jim Kyle said, Len, you got to go down and meet this guy. I said, okay. So I did. Went down and met him. We spent, about 3 hours, 4 hours, I don't remember how long. But he was showing what he was doing. And in technology, he was a brilliant man. He still is. And I saw what he was doing. I said, Alexander, we got to do something for it. We just can't let you be in the college here and just doing your magic. So what I did was I funded and put together a corporation for him and funded it, brought it together, and it started expanding and telling the world all about what he was doing to benefit the educational and the people who are supporting the medical industry. Because the doctors, every one of the ones that I talk to these days, and this is many, many years ago, but here we now have three manufacturing plants over in Arizona. That's just east of California. But here's the deal. The Intiva Health Program is now the world's leader of medical professionals in the world. And when you go to the website, remember, goldenrulesociety.org, you can click on it. You can find all about it. Because the growth of the Intiva Health Program is exponential, not only nationwide, worldwide. And it tugs at the heartstrings to know that wake up in the morning, my wife, and say, how many lives do we save today? Because the latest manufacturing plant is only 5 times bigger than the previous 2 plants put together.
Wow.
Well, can you imagine that? And the growth, like I say, is exponential. They got all the things that they're manufacturing and putting together for the doctors, for the hospitals, the nurses, and anybody that's in the medical industry. They get together and say, yeah, this is good. This is better than that. They, don't take that pill anymore because it's not as good as the new ones. And we're saving lives on a day-to-day basis. And to be number 1 in the world is it's unbelievable. And the nice part about it, I don't know if it's going to be probably next month. My wife Ann and I, we're going over to Arizona, and we're going to help raise the flag on the 3rd manufacturing plant to be better known all over the world. And I'm just going on and on because that is what we're talking about. And that's where we're helping to make it a better world for you listening to this. And if you're listening and you can't get in touch with anybody, do your family and friends a favor, telling them about going to goldenrulesociety.org to see all the opportunities, all the gifts, everything that we're going and sharing. The focus is on one thing, to help make it a better world. And it's a kindness campaign. And let me tell you, when the kindness campaign, which is, as I say, nationwide, worldwide, it's really going to be Americanized, that it's going to be everybody's Golden Rule Society charity program. throughout the world. Why not? Why not? We should be safely working with one another rather than fighting and killing one another. Simple as that. Remember this: wherever you go, whatever you do, whoever you meet, you be kind. God bless you all. I'm going to have to take it off, and I'll turn it back over to you, Ron, if you want to tip a little at the end of it, or Mary.
Or Mary. Hey, Mary. Thank you. Thank you, Captain Len, so much. Your words just mean so much. And the Golden Rule Society, take a minute, everyone, and just click on that site. There's so much to offer.
And Linda, are
Mhm.
we doing a show tomorrow morning?
Yes, yes. I will be there 9 a.m. Eastern time. We'll have the week in review, and so we can talk about things happened through this past week and looking forward to the next week. We're looking forward definitely for warmer weather. This has been the coldest May, I think, ever. It has rained every day. And so when we were on the cruise, it was nice 85 degrees, and it's been 45 degrees here in upstate New York. So, yes, I definitely will be on. But thank you so much. It's been a wonderful, wonderful call. So much information, and just such a privilege to be able to hear from Captain Len Kaine. And Mary, thank you so much. um, as you could tell, Ron has a little trouble speaking, but he's getting better. So um, but we appreciate everyone's prayers, um, for him and his recovery. So, Mary, I'll see you next week, or see you tomorrow morning, and here on our little weekend review show. But, Mary, if you want to take 1 second and just go through some of the shows that are coming up next week.
Yes, except for we will not be doing shows on Monday. It is
Oh,
Memorial Day.
yes, good.
So we will be busy doing different things to and observe the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Um Normally 8 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Eastern on Monday mornings is Wake Up Reveille. And it's a show for military, by military, first responders. And it's different things that are going on in our government that impacts veterans' lives and service members' lives, and staying up to date, and also looking at the new things that are coming out. Um, Monday afternoons is Hometown Heroes, and that's at noon Eastern Time. Tuesdays is all about travel. Wednesday is all about health and nutrition, and then on Wednesday nights and tonight at 9:30 Eastern is Cracking the Spectrum. And so I have a great co-host with me, and we sit and talk about all the latest information about autism and neurodiversity. And Rob, my co-host, is a father of a 20-year-old autistic boy, and he's a coach for parents to help deal with the stress of life of having special needs families or
Mm-hmm.
special needs children. And we talk about the conspiracy theories, the facts, and just breaking down what really autism and neurodiversity is, and understanding the different parts of the brain that it actually uses, and why it's not a psychological issue, it's a neurological issue, and how you can overcome a lot of the problems of autism based on your gifts and your challenges, and overcoming those pieces and meeting society in the middle, not you becoming society. Um, we have family shows, and on Friday, of course, is Hometown Heroes.
Beautiful,
Wonderful.
Or
Mary.
not Hometown Heroes, I'm sorry, Unveiling Valor with Len Kaine.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful, Mary, and Linda, and Ron. And ladies and gentlemen, remember Memorial Day. Just got to keep that in your mind. All those who have served, fought, and even died for your freedom and the life that you're enjoying. God bless us
Amen.
all. Thanks a bunch, and bye bye for now.
Bye bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye
You too.
bye.
And see y'all back here at 9:30 p.m. for Cracking the Spectrum. Bye for now.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.